In your headlines, TCI and Bahamian bishop sentenced for sexual assault case dating back to 2017. Part 2 of the Footsteps for Good excursion and info on the 4th Annual Humanitarian Awards. From the PTV Broadcasting Headquarters in Providenciales, your number one source for news, I'm Erica Pinales, delivering the latest from across the country this Friday, December 17th, 2021, right to your door. Newswatch starts now. In today's top story, more developing out of research of the new Omicron variant as countries across the world experience surges in COVID-19 cases. Here's what Newswatch has gathered.
It's being called the fastest spreading variant of them all, and researchers say it's indicative by the recent surge experienced in countries like the United States and Europe. Health officials say these new cases are showing traits of the Omicron variant. While dubbed the most transmissible of all the variants, officials say hospitalizations are still at an all-time low. However, this could be due to vaccinations. While the Omicron variant presents as a problem within itself, it seems that a surge in vaccinations has also taken place, which should be seen as a good thing for nations who have been campaigning, pushing, and probing for persons to become vaccinated. However, it seems that another issue has been presented: premature booster shots. With the emergence of this new variant, persons are becoming more serious about being protected, hence are running toward the booster shot ahead of time, causing a cut down in supply for those persons at high risk. Early reports suggest that the persons infected with the Omicron variant show symptoms similar to those of the flu, like fatigue and head and body aches, whereas people with the Delta variant often report low oxygen levels, elevated pulse rates, and loss of smell and taste.
The Footsteps for Good excursion has come to an end, and Newswatch was able to capture the final leg of the journey on water before their final walk to the Princess Alexandra National Park, better known as Kids Park. Here's part 2. In an interview with logistics coordinator and social media content creator for the Footsteps for Good excursion, she told Newswatch how elated she felt having followed the whole journey and seeing every stage of progress.
Yes, I've been on every island with them. So I've been on Provo, North Caicos, Middle Caicos, South Caicos, Grand Turk. I wasn't on Salt Key, but then I was on French Key and West Caicos yesterday.
Miranda spoke about her personal experience of having visited every beautiful island, being as though the Turks and Caicos is where she grew up.
Fantastic. It was so good to reunite with the islands. I grew up here. So I left when I was 10, and it was a really nice way to reconnect with the communities and the natural landscapes of the island. It was beautiful.
She told Newswatch that the communities found on each island were very supportive of the excursion, and they would always receive them with encouragement and excitement.
We had a wonderful reception. There was a huge turnout on every island, even on the smaller islands like South Caicos. There was a huge crowd of people wanting to be involved and walk and participate. Huge crowd support, so really impressed with the turnout from all islands.
Duff said that keeping the explorers energized was a priority, having to take notice of how easily tired one can get when engaging in such an extreme sporting activity of the sort.
Well, I was involved in keeping morale up by coming out and visiting the three who were walking along the way, so I think for me to turn up with some snacks and some supplies when they were at the end of their walks was really helpful, but they have a fantastic outlook and a fantastic head game.
The content creator admitted that there were hardships along the way, but the explorers' great survival skills are to thank for the success of the excursion.
So there was a point where they were on East Caicos camping for 2 days and they were out of contact. And I know that that was very difficult for them to not be in contact with the support crews. And when I saw them on day 2, they were sunburnt, they were tired, they were exhausted, they had blisters on their feet, and they were really ready for a rest. But their spirits were still good, they were still high, and they still completed the walk unassisted, and I have to commend them for their expertise.
She also added that the explorers would complete each leg of the excursion without getting any rest whatsoever.
Well, they didn't really have much rest. So they had 1 night of rest after 2 days on East Caicos, and then they were straight into the Columbus Passage crossing on the boat. I know that they were asleep most evenings at 6 p.m. And awake at 5, but it was a very, very it's a very tough endurance challenge for them. I know they had medical assistance on Salt Key. They had medical assistance as well on Ambergris Key. So local doctors and nurses helped them with their sores and their cuts, which was fantastic.
It's time for a quick break. When we return, more Newswatch.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. TCI and Bahamian Bishop Clarence Williams makes headlines once again after his sentencing in sexual assault case dating all the way back to 2017. Newswatch has the details.
4 years after being charged, Church of God of Prophecy Bishop 76-year-old Clarence Williams faces up to 10 years in prison. The TCI and Bahamian bishop has been found guilty on 1 count of indecent sexual assault after he was accused and charged with groping an adult male back in 2017. Williams, former national overseer of the Church of God of Prophecy, was in court charged with 2 counts after he was accused of yet another assault 2 years later in 2019. However, the jury hung on the 2nd count, which could still be tried and heard in the future. Back in August 2019, Williams was arrested, charged, and released on September 4th on $20,000 bail. The matter was transferred to the Supreme Court for a sufficiency hearing later that year. The From God's Word radio talk show host, Justice of the Peace and Notary Public, is also an author to a number of books geared toward marriage and faith. He is well known in both the Bahamas and the TCI. Williams maintained his innocence throughout the last 4 years and during the 8-day trial. In 2019, he released this public statement days after he was released on bail. Quote, "I have served God in the ministry as bishop for the Church of God of Prophecy for the God-fearing people of the TCI with values based upon sound Christian culture, principles, and been tolerant of other religions and ethnicities for my whole life. I have an innocent, clean reputation with no previous convictions." End quote. Though sentencing will not come until 2022, this offense carries a prison term of up to 10 years. Attorney Mark Fulford represented the bishop, whose bail was extended awaiting sentencing. He was found guilty on the 1st count by a 7-member jury. The case is being heard by Justice Tanya Loban Jackson.
7 passengers and 2 crew members of a private passenger plane were killed in the crash at Las Americas Airport in Santo Domingo on Wednesday. According to a recent CNN article, quote, 9 people were killed on Wednesday after a private aircraft crashed while making an emergency landing in the Dominican Republic, according to the plane's operator, Hernandez Aviation Group, end quote. The article states that, quote, among the victims was Puerto Rican music producer Jose A. Hernandez, better known as Flo La Movie, as well as his wife and their child, according to his publicist. 7 passengers and 2 crew members died in the incident at Las Americas Airport in the capital, Santo Domingo, Hernandez Aviation Group said in a statement posted to Twitter. 6 were foreign nationals and 1 was Dominican. It also said, without specifying the nationalities of other 6 passengers, end quote. Newswatch gathered from said article that, quote, Hernandez was mainly known for his hit song, Te Boté. His death sparks messages of condolences and commemoration from a number of Puerto Rican and other Latin artists, including superstar J Balvin and famed pop singer Ricardo Montaner. CNN also stated that, quote, the flight was en route to Florida from La Isabela International Airport in the Dominican Republic when it made the emergency landing and crashed just 15 minutes after takeoff, according to Flight Radar 24. The mentioned article detailed that, quote, the long-range Gulfstream GIVSP jet was headed to Miami, Hernandez said. This accident causes us great pain and grief. We ask that you prudently join in solidarity to support the families affected who, along with us, are going through this difficult time, the company's statement added. The cause of the crash or the emergency landing is not yet known. Hernandez said that it will collaborate with air traffic accident authorities and the Civil Aviation Board. End quote.
We'll be right back when we return your 3-day weather forecast.
Sister Craft Market Souvenir Shop. Come and visit us for your travel keepsakes, keychains, artwork, t-shirts, clothing, jewelry, and many more. We're located at the Lower Bight gas station in Providenciales, and you can contact us at 649-341-3070. That's 649-341-3070. Sister Craft Market and Souvenir Shop.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to News Watch. Here's the latest in your 3-day weather forecast.
For the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 81, low 76, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Monday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For South Caicos on Saturday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 76, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Sunday, intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Monday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 76, winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For North and Middle Caicos on Saturday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 76, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high 82, low 75, winds east-southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. On Monday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 75, winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For Parrot and Pine Key on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 81, low 76, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 75, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Monday, mostly sunny skies, high 82, low 76, winds east-northeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And on Providenciales on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 81, low 76, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Sunday, mostly sunny skies, high 81, low 75, winds east-southeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And on Monday, mostly sunny skies, high 82, low 76, winds east-northeast at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Now for your sunrise and sunset. Sunrise 6:23 a.m., sunset 5:11 p.m., and your high tides and low tides. High tides 6:56 a.m., 7:18 p.m., and low tides 12:31 a.m., 1:24 p.m. And that's it for your weather forecast. We'll be right back with more News Watch.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future.
I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
The 4th Annual Humanitarian of the Year Awards just came to an end, honoring Stan Hartling and Arian Lewis as Humanitarians of the Year for 2021-2022. From a recently obtained press release, Newswatch was informed that, quote, the evening kicked off with a cocktail hour at 7 p.m. at the home of the awards, the Shore Club on Long Bay, and ending with the bang of a surprise firework display. The 2021 Humanitarian of the Year Awards was an outstanding success on what has become the most sought-after ticketed calendar event in the Turks and Caicos Islands, end quote. The press release states that, quote, the event hosted speakers from the highest levels of government. His Excellency the Governor spoke of the difficulty of balancing human rights with public safety throughout 2020 and 2021 and revealed the news that over 80% of residents in the Turks and Caicos Islands were now double vaccinated, end quote. The press release also informed Newswatch that, quote, the Honorable Deputy Premier and Minister of Finance, the Honorable E.J. Saunders, spoke of the importance of equality and praised the ordinary people who do so much to help their communities in times of crisis. Both Governor and Deputy Premier praised the Director's management of the Commission and the articles in the media explaining human rights in the context of current affairs, end quote. We've gathered from the press release that, quote, after celebrating pandemic heroes in 2020, the Commission realized that some of those nominees had gone above and beyond in their work in their communities over many years. 2 people from each island were awarded honorary certificates, and an overall community star was selected by a panel on the night of the event, end quote. Said press release states that, quote, the community stars from around the TCI were Mr. Franklin Mizik and Palm Grove in Action for Grand Turk, Gladys Kennedy and Antoinette Talbot for Salt Key, Sharon Minute and Maria Claire for South Caicos, Mr. and Mrs. Ernest Jacobs for Middle Caicos, Kadra Bean Hanfield and Quincy Thomas for North Caicos, and Catherine Forbes and Jeffrey Nicholas and the Rotaract Club were the community stars for Providenciales, end quote. We're informed that, quote, Mr. Franklin Mizik was selected as the overall winner of the newly named Honorable Cheryl Aswood Tull Community Star Award for his outstanding contributions on the island of Grand Turk. Honorable Aswood Tull was the chair of the commissions at the time the awards were created and remains an avid supporter and friend of the commission, end quote. Newswatch gathered from the press release that, quote, the Junior Humanitarian of the Year Award was presented to Arian Lewis. Mr. Lewis had been nominated for the Junior Award every year since the inception of the awards for his work to help the community of South Caicos. He's arranged fundraisers for children, orchestrated an island cleanup, organized an Easter fair, and arranged a gala event to honor past and present teachers in South Caicos. He also has an annual Christmas fair to help the community celebrate the season, end quote. The final award of the night, the Humanitarian of the Year Award, was presented to Mr. Stan Hartling in acknowledgement of his charitable work through the Hartling Group. Through this group, Mr. Hartling has invested in supporting our culture and bringing our history alive in his support of the search for the Troubadour's shipwreck. He's made an enormous impact on the lives of seriously ill individuals in Providenciales with the contribution of a dialysis machine. He's helped reduce both the stigma attached to and the spread of HIV/AIDS in the Turks and Caicos Islands as an honorary board member and financial supporter of the Turks and Caicos AIDS Awareness Foundation, and he has helped nurture our youth with the founding of and the financial support he provides to the Provo Hockey League and his scholarship scheme, end quote. Newswatch is informed from said press release that, quote, these are contributions to the Turks and Caicos Islands that improve the lives of our most vulnerable residents and provide a significant boost to the development of our society into one where we eliminate poverty and provide security and opportunity for all while still honoring our history and staying true to our culture, end quote. The press release finally elucidated, now the team at the Human Rights Commission will turn their attention towards the tasks of the coming year and will continue to address the key areas of inequality that exist within the Turks and Caicos Islands through media releases, outreach programs, and reports and recommendations made to government. The Commission's primary focus will be on the standard of living in the Turks and Caicos Islands and will include areas such as housing inequality, minimum wage, facilities for the elderly and disabled persons, special needs education, and school placement, end quote.
That brings us to the end of this edition of The Real News. I hate to leave you so soon, but of course, you can join us right back here every weekday at 6:30 p.m. and tap into our social media platforms at www.ptv8tci.com. I'm Erica Penales, keeping you informed, updated, and affiliated. Until next time.